Hey, this is Justin, and I guess this video is going to address how I'm pretty much getting kind of fed up with all the idiots and bigots and Nazis and fascists. So, I'm going to address some specifics here about typically what I have to go through sharing a planet with Realm 1 and 2 dwellers. And this is just a very few blah. I guess I have to give you a warning, I guess. One of the names of the people has explicative in the name, so if you got a problem with that, then you might not want to watch, I guess. But, you know, it is the F word in one of the titles. So I figured I'd just let you know that so I wouldn't get scrutinized like I get scrutinized for everything else. Let's see. On Tumblr, here's a scenario. I post a sign that merely reads, hold on, let me get some light on this real quick. There you go. Okay, the sign just says, any uncertainty is enough for me. Are you 100% certain that is not a child? I address my own personal ignorance on a topic. Sounds uncontroversial enough, right? No, not really. All of a sudden, this guy right here. Alright, let me see if I can zoom in on this. Oh, we got, you know what? Make this easier on everybody. This guy he proceeds to bust in with, this is a major fallacy, often presented as, would you destroy a building if you weren't 100% sure it were empty? Or, when you're hunting a deer, or for deer, you don't shoot unless you're 100% sure it's a deer and not another deer you're shooting at. What? I actually said that. The thing is 100% sure it's not a hunter, but hey. These are fallacies predicated on comfort and the possibility of certainty. If one were hunting for sustenance and deer were sparse, and one had hungry people one needed to feed, the need for certainty would slip, saying, no, don't shoot unless you're 100% certain, is something that can be said only by those who have never been hungry enough. If one were somehow mystically 99% sure that a fetus is not a child, by which I really mean that whatever makes killing a child wrong is not present in a fetus, then you would still need to weigh that 1% hypothetical, mystical chance against the risks to life and removal of bodily autonomy from people that would occur from the contraction of abortion rights. So while you may think that 100% certainty is your requirement, I request that you do not impose it on others. Okay? To which I nonchalantly and respectfully reply, on the abortion thingy, thank you for your feedback. No problem with me. I wouldn't actually consider asking my questions and imposing. We all need questions or we die. Just try to do the same. I think we all need to listen to the point of views of one another. Bigotry is bad regardless if you feel right or wrong. Peace, love, and unity. To which he comes back, questions can contain statements like, have you stopped beating your wife? The statement your question made was a fallacy. Okay, then I say, dude, help me out here, bro. You missed the point. I had no argument. You said my argument was flawed. All this was an admission of my personal ignorance. To which he attempts to dig into a subconscious psyche by saying, you didn't admit personal ignorance. Your post was, any uncertainty is enough for me. Are you 100% sure that isn't a child? And then I didn't say your argument was flawed. I said it was a major fallacy. Which is worse, I guess. But this, in this case, referred to the tenet that any level of philosophical uncertainty as the personhood question in abortion should be enough to make abortion not an option, or rephrase any level of uncertainty being enough. I'm pretty much done with this interaction at this stage. Okay. To which I post a, don't attack your brothers and sisters for admitting a personal uncertainty. We need to listen to each other, for we all have valuable insight, peace, love, and unity. P.S. That's just something else I put to it. I guess I'll read that too. Somebody else said, 100% certain. It hasn't been born and can't think or feel. Not a child. Next. That's just, I'll highlight on that later in the video. I responded with a breakdown of the, oh, this is what the same guy says right here. I responded with a breakdown of the problems with your argument. That was not an attack. The other user replied with an answer to your question. That was the 100% certain and next person. This is what being listened to looks like, and if all you see is an attack, I think you're missing out on valuable insight. Okay. To which I said, well, I didn't mean to butthurt you or anything. I respect the pro-choice views. I even think 100% anti-abortion is retarded. Never even hinted that I believe it should be enough to make it not an option. For me is what I am using to actually say for me. I still think this is all a huge misunderstanding. I'm specifically wanting to know if they are sure. I apologize for not adding explain your reasoning to it. I guess I thought that was assumed. To which he pulls this crap out of his butt. Consider not using retarded to generally mean something in which I disagree. Consider not using butthurt to mean upset. Why? Because even though you don't mean to say that retarded people are bad, and that anal sex is bad or anal rape can be trivialized, the statements you make take place in a larger context. Take a look at the abortion tag, and at the rhetoric that gets thrown at the pro-choice side of things. I won't be replying to you anymore. It's up to you to trust that I'm not making a fuss over nothing. And see how your words were charged. To then I said, I had to bust out with my little blank face. The one that one. I said, you're serious, aren't you? Retarded means handicapped, less advanced. Handicapped people are not bad. Being handicapped is obviously not good. Why does such a vague statement like butthurt have to mean anal rape as opposed to how someone feels about a spanking? About after a spanking? Finally, why must you openly post our dialogue when in your favor and then say speak no more? And I think that was the end of the conversation for us. And as for the other guys, the uncertainty person, that was the impure tail person. 100% certain. It has been born and can't think or feel. Not a child. Next. I won. What's this ghost plot person? This person just basically liked the part that person reblogged and beat the crap, attempted to slap me and beat the crap out of me. So I just, and then she put a arrow pointing up, said this. So then I asked her a question. Yeah. I see you like the abortion misunderstanding. I just wanted to clarify that I'm just trying to find answers in my journey. People who question everything are always chastised. I will never stop asking until I learn. It's who I am. Her answer did not bug me. Her arrogant vagueness plus next, like she just owned some argument, was not very tolerant. To which she pulls out the water pistols and proceeds to say, no one was chastising you and no one attacked you. If you can't accept criticism, then you'll never learn. If you can't accept opposing views, then you'll never learn. and no one has to be tolerant of something that potentially harms people. They answered your question. To them, the argument was done. You asked if people were 100% sure. They said yes. It really was that simple. Then I said, congratulations on missing the point in its entirety. This was not even an argument. This was my uncertainty. The only problem I had with that person, Impure Tail, was how they answered that they were just sure, and then proceeded to arrogantly say next like they just owned some idiot. Why do people think they won an argument that's not even an argument by saying, because I know for sure? Welcome to the lower realms. Also, I want to this kind of caught my eye just now too, this part. No one has to be tolerant of something that potentially harms people. Okay, look. The argument, I guess we got to get into the argument segment here, I guess. With the pro-life view, abortions potentially harm people. So they're saying no one has to be tolerant of something that potentially harms people. They answered your question. No one has to be tolerant of something that potentially harms people. So basically what this person is saying but not meaning to say is that no one has to be tolerant of a pro-choice view because it potentially harms people. Now if you go back and dissect this, the dude, that abortions rock guy, well, let me address that real quick too. His name, F Yeah Abortions. That makes me think that not only does he, agree with pro-choice, but no, it gets me mental images of, no, I don't just agree with it. That's what I do in my pastime. I abort babies all the time. 24/7, aborting babies. F yeah. I mean, if you're just a simple pro-choicer, and I don't mean simple as an idiot, so don't even try to corrupt that, because I know bigots kind of jump on everything. I mean just a basic pro-choicer. That's all I mean by that, okay? Chill. Basic pro-choicer. They're saying, that guy was saying, yes, I'm not 100% sure. There might be a 1% margin of error here. That still kind of classifies as potential, right? Or am I wrong here? So this other person over here is talking in circles, blah, 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 about how you shouldn't, no one has to tolerate something that's potentially hurting people. Meaning you also don't have to tolerate the soldiers in the war because that potentially hurts people. Yeah, there's a lot of rabbit trails you could go with that one. This is just astounding. I just asked a question. My own personal ignorance. And people don't like it. This is realm 1 and 2 for you. I'd probably just say this is realm 1. This is realm 1, people. So basically what these people are doing. Also, there's a flaw with Tumblr. People can reblog your posts and then proceed to crap on you, and you can't comment back. Tumblr, please fix that. So, I guess people getting all antsy about nothing because they hate questions. I guess that's about it. So, to everybody out there, please cease bigotry. Cease bigotry. Cease bigotry. You're killing everybody with your intolerance, your ignorance, and your hatred of questions that you cannot answer, and your hatred of questions in general. So just stop it, okay? You're destroying the world with your retardation. And oops, I just realized I had a freaking top secret blurry picture in the background that cannot be leaked. So I'm going to do my best to make sure it is 110% impossible for somebody to actually see it and, do whatever it is they do when they find blurred out images, and basically I got that, I think.